my name is Jada Adams, and I chose to do my book review number 2 on the autobiography of Martin Luther King Jr. I downloaded this book on my Kindle app, so that's why I don't have the book in front of me. But this book was edited by Claiborne Carson, I believe is how you said it. So how this book is set up is it does have an author, but it also it takes passages from Martin Luther King Jr. himself, and also personal passages and writings and journals that he has wrote himself. So the reason I chose this book is because I like to read something that I personally already, kind of know a background on, but that I want to learn something more. So this book talks about, it starts from his early childhood, of course, but it goes deep, and like I said in my essay, how it goes deep into his childhood, like his faith, how important his faith was. And I personally believe, that is why Martin Luther King Jr. was who he was, because he had a great family. He was born and raised in the church because his dad was a preacher, his grandfather, his brother. He was constantly surrounded in a church setting. So, and one specific thing was that he said was that his parents told him, do not hate white people, because that is not what a Christian man does. So I believe him being a colored man, he grew up during the Great Depression when slavery was at its all-time high. He grew up during that, but he didn't have hate in his heart because he was born and raised, because that's not how, being a Christian, and that's just not the type of man he was raised to be. So I believe that is what formed his character, having a great family. Then it goes on, to talk about how he always felt the calling of, joining the ministry, everything, of course, if you're surrounded by something, but he just never really wanted to go into being a preacher. So it wasn't until his senior year in college is when he joined ministry. And that is when, he kind of started that. And then it goes further into explaining how he got in, his thoughts and everything, and how he got into playing such a big role into segregation and slavery. And then it talks, unfortunately, about how he was assassinated. It's kind of like irony how, he didn't have hate in his heart for white people, and then he ended up getting killed by white people just trying to be equal and in slavery. But I personally enjoyed reading this. I did read the whole book, and I enjoyed reading it because it was an autobiography, and I find that interesting. But then it also, just didn't push him in his older years. It pushed how he started and the type of person he was and why his character is who he was. So I really enjoyed reading this. I hope that y'all enjoyed listening to me on this short summary.